Hello YouTube, so it's day 3 of TT 2023 and today's video starts with a drive to the Creg because someone in the comments mentioned that apparently the restricted zone or prohibited zone has been extended from previous years, so I want to go and check that out. And I also want to show you some of the spectating spots, so I'm going to try to show you, what the Creg looks like, probably Hillberry, Signpost. Have a look at Governor's Nook, which is an area you never really see on camera anywhere because it's obviously hidden, it's the little nook. And yeah, just basically start like this. Thanks again for everyone who's watching the videos. The views are still nuts, so I'm glad you like this sort of behind the scenes format. And once we looked at that, then I'll head up to the Grandstand later tonight, see what we find there. As usual, I don't really have much of a plan. I'll just grab the camera, head around, see what we find. So let's have a look at the Creg first and some spectating spots and see what we find there. So we're on the way to the Creg and the mountain of course is one way, but you can drive up to the Creg. That's where the one way ends. Usually where you saw that 60 sign there, that would be an unlimited sign during the year. But during TT, they pretty much stick speed limits on all roads except the mountain road, and that's the way how the police manage the chaos. Some people are pissy about it, which I understand. But I do see where they come from. They have to contain the chaos to the mountain, and that's just what they do. So all the other roads on the island pretty much have speed limits, even if they don't have speed limits outside of TT. So, and it's not a... Ignore sat-nav, see that sign, that's new. Yeah, don't go up the mountain. I'll show you why in a minute and what they put there to make sure nobody goes up the mountain. But yeah, it's the way for the police to manage the chaos. You can still have fun over the mountain, but everything else, if we limit the speed a little bit, it sort of keeps things a little under control. And I think it's a fair compromise because they're the ones who clean things up. And, the more crashes we have, the less sustainable the TT is. You see how busy it is here. So we're almost at the Creg. Let's have a look at the Creg. Jesus, it's busy here. Look at this. All right, let me try and find parking somewhere. It's going to be fun. So there's you see the one-way setup. We even have a barrier. There used to be just signs in the first year when they did it one way, and guess what happened? Loads of people wove up the mountain. Loads of bikes everywhere. If you drive a car, you are not a priority. So yeah, when they first made the mountain one way, they made just signs there, and very predictably, people drove up. So, and now they put a proper barrier and traffic lights there, and people still try and drive up. So, hopeless. Let's have a look at this. So, welcome to the Creg. In a sunny day, it's absolutely beautiful here. Check out how many people just hang out here already. Great viewing spot. I think if you watch from the pub and from their grandstanding and things, they will charge you, but I think compared to other events, we're still cheap. But of course the question was, can you still watch from that hatch down there? And that's what we're going to look at now. So this is the area someone mentioned, I think. Now years ago I do remember sitting here. Okay, so there's a prohibited area sign here. As you know, there are two different types. From my other videos, which I'm sure you watched, about the TT guide. There's restricted and there's prohibited. Prohibited means nobody is allowed, not even photographers. Restricted means certain people like marshals, photographers, and officials are allowed. And this is the current prohibited area. Now this is a public road, so I have to be a little careful when I walk here. But it's empty this way, and I'll see how far down the restricted area goes, because I don't think it goes all the way, so you can still sit on the hatch. And this is one of the most awesome places to watch for free. When you sit on the hatch here and they really past you, 100 plus miles an hour, inches away from you, it is one of the most TT places. Where you can see the prohibited area goes. I don't think it has expanded. Has it expanded? Maybe. Let's have a look how far it goes. How awesome. I love to see these. So I'm just waiting for traffic to pass so I can actually cross. Because this is where I think it ends, the prohibited zone. Which means you still have all of this hedge to sit on. which seems pretty okay to me. So, you know, this is the entrance to it. I don't think it really has. It probably has extended a little bit over the years, but to be honest, from 2007 onwards, a lot of the prohibited area extended because of what happened. I might cover that in a different video, but you can see this, you know, the grass is flat, so people have been sitting here. So no, you can still sit on the hedge at the Creg. So I think we solved that one. So yeah, and it's a beautiful spot. I mean, look at it in the sun here. Oh, it's amazing here. So yeah, if you want to watch for free from a hedge, this is as TT as you can get. So we answered that question, I hope, whoever asked that comment. And I'm going to try and make my way back to the car and show you Hillberry. So tootling down to Hillberry, which is a nice corner to watch. It's a 40 limit here, I think it's 60 here. Usually, again, during the year, outside of TT, this will be unlimited. There's an unlimited sign under these signs. But during TT, they make everything a speed limit except the mountain. Little tip here, the police does like to park at Brandish here on the right. They're often observed. And one of their all-time favorite corners is when you come around this corner and you see the straight towards Hillberry, they stand at Hillberry corner. Now over here, they're not like in Germany where they hide, or it's like a hidden, you know, plain car at the side and you can't see the radar gun. No, they will stand there with their high-vis jackets, and they would stand right at the end of the straight. And they'd like to stand there because it's tempting. It's 40, well, it's 60 here, 40 there. And you know, you come rolling in here with quite some speed. So easy to get caught out. Don't get caught out, but usually they are visible in a big high-vis jacket. So if you do get caught out by that, then you know, you probably had it coming. Welcome to Hillberry Corner. Normally you will see it from the perspective of people sitting over there, race fans, but this is what the actual corner looks like. I'm not panning any further because I'm parked absolutely terribly. But yeah, this is what Hillberry looks like. And it's a brilliant, brilliant corner to watch because you have the whole straight, you have a sweeping right-hander. It is paid for seating. I think Duke Marketing does it. Yeah, they have their banners on it. So I'm not getting paid to sell any tickets for them. But if you want a nice paid for spot with a bit of comfort in Douglas, this one, there is a back road. And I think technically you can, theoretically. Someone local will certainly confirm it for me or not because I've never actually tried during TT. You can drive this road to the Creg back road. So theoretically, you could switch from Hillberry to the Creg via the back roads during the race when the roads are closed. So that was Hillberry. I'm just heading to Signpost corner. I want to show you that corner, what it looks like outside of racing, or you know what it looks like when you're not sitting there. This corner, by the way, if you hear about the lights come on at Creg, which I don't think you actually hear anymore. It was the old scoreboard where there's a sensor here. When the rider comes through, it would announce at the sensor at the Grandstand scoreboard that the rider's almost there. This is Creg. This is the, you know, when the lights come on corner. I don't actually know, do they still do that in the timing app? I haven't looked. But yeah, this is Creg. You can't stand there, it's an outside curve. I think you can stand on the inside. And here's Signpost corner. So you can see the chairs there, they put them out later. The signs are up, the placard is up. Olive's house at Signpost corner. This is the view you get, and why I wanted to feature this place is because of, I saw the sign on Facebook, someone posted it. Basically, you don't have to pay to sit here, it's free to sit there, but they do appreciate donations. They have it to the TTRA, the TT Riders Association, which if you check my channel, you will see I have a video on them. It's called the 38th Milestone. And it's the little hut behind the grandstand. So if you are here, do check out the TTRA. And this is, I just love this. This is TT Spirit, you know. You have a prime viewing spot. And instead of charging people a fortune to sit here, it's just, you can sit for free, but please consider donating towards the organization that supports the riders. That is TT Spirit. That's why I love this race so much. So this area is where the road splits. Now in the olden days, and that's not too long ago, maybe 10, 15 years, this used to be the only road down, and then they built this little bit wider road, and this is closed during the year and only used for TT. That leads down to Governor's Bridge and the Nook or the Dip. And here it is. Well, that's the rundown to Governor's Bridge, or Governor's Dip as it's called. One badly parked car. And this is the slowest corner on the course, so if you have a camera that's not very good, or you just want to watch a really slow corner, this is perfect. And of course it's in Douglas, so you can reach it from the back. You can drive up to Prom, up Summerhill, turn left, Blackberry Lane it's called, and then you reach this. Sit there for free, it's public land. This is the slowest corner on the course, so they turn right here. And then they go down here into Governor's Dip, or the Nook. This is closed during the year. This is not really a public road. I think they used it for a little while recently, but usually this is closed. So I just wanted to give you a look at this. This is where the riders come down. Nothing better to do. Let's have a quick walk around. I don't think there's a camera down here, is there? It's one of those little hidden locations. Like, I mean, look how it's like a nature reserve, but it's a racetrack. I mean, there's literally like a little glen right next to you here, and there's where you go up, and then there's the right hander where you go back on Glen Crutchery Road towards the start and finish line. So yeah, I just wanted to show you Governor's Nook. So enough looking at spectating places. Just have a quick look at the grandstand now, and then I'll go back to the paddock tonight because it's, well, midday now. So just wanted to show you this. So let's have a look at the grandstand. Fair to say it's getting busy. This is how I like to see it. Hundreds of bikes everywhere. Right, welcome back to the grandstand. It is 5:45 in the evening. Roads are about to close. Parking staff, shout out to them. Friendly as usual, baking in the sun. They even stop you down there and try and get you a space closer to, you know, the action if they can. So they're really well organized. Awesome, love this. By the way, so Nobles Park, where all the cars and stuff you park, it's council owned. I'm on the committee that actually looks after this park, because I'm a council member, as you know. And this is actually, well, it was a football pitch. It's not going to be used as such for quite a while after this, and we know that, and it's part of, you know, the agreement we have with central government that manages how Nobles Park, which is a recreational park, is being used. So yeah, I mean, not going to play much football on this in a hurry, but that's part and parcel of TT. So back in the grandstand, let's have a look. There's one thing I want to show you before the roads close. Let's see if we can manage. Okay, that didn't work. What I actually meant to show you was the memorial wall in Douglas Cemetery. I just didn't realize we closed the gate at 4 p.m. during TT. With we, I mean Douglas Council. We actually run the cemetery. So I have to do that another day. Now, technically I could hop over the wall. Practically, obviously won't do that. Cemetery is being used as a spectator spot because it is right on the straight. There's signs saying you shouldn't. Is it disrespectful? I don't know. You decide. But yeah, I'll show you that at a different time because I think it's important. I'm back at the paddock behind the grandstand. I'm going to have a random look around here, see what we find. 6 minutes to road's closure. So yeah, let's have a random walk around. You'll see two different media vests, by the way. You will notice people with white media vests and people with blue media vests. White is anyone who's accredited, general journalists, photographers, videographers from magazines, websites, whatnot. Blue is host media, which means it's the TT, TV guys. It's what you see on ITV and on TT Live and so on. And blue stands above white in the hierarchy. They have more rights, more access, and basically are much more important than anyone else. That's if you believe them. I used to work for when North One did it, so I've done the job with the camera to run around. So I've got some insight there. All right, let's have a look at Michael Dunlop's tent and merch. Actually, let's do this. Okay, first order of tonight, I'll show you some of the rider merch. Because maybe you want to buy some.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not too much, is it? Take card. Can I have one of these small bits, please? Yeah, I think there's only 2 left in the small. Not even one there. Is that one over there?
Alright, that was Michael Dunlop's merch. Let's have a look at some others. So there's one stand here with general merch. I'll show you the prices of that. And I think right next door is Hickey's merch shop. Selling a lot. Sell me what it is you're selling.
Tell you what we're selling.
The world,
Peter Hickman merchandise.
the world is watching, so
Yeah.
The world,
What?
the whole world.
a few thousand people,
Right, so we're selling,
hopefully.
we're selling Peter Hickman
You can
merchandise.
see that Peter Hickman is the fastest man on the
TT circuit.
not been beaten yet since 2018. And we've
know.
got all his merchandise, all his trooper, his personal stuff on the other side, great gin, rum.
What do you have to do to get him to sign one?
You have to go find him on the paddock and he
Is
will
it?
sign, no problem. He's very friendly,
I
really
know.
into down to earth guy, so yeah.
Cool. Can you buy it online as well?
Yes, you can go on his online. If you go on front our tent, is his website and all the details there. You can actually go and see what you can.
There you have it. That's his Insta. peterhickman.net. Easy. Cheers, guys.
Okay, don't forget his alcohol range as well.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Peter's
the
got his own range of alcohol.
The rum, gin, there you go. Also,
Sweet.
Oh, handmade, small batch.
Is it?
yeah.
Where's it made?
It's made in Altrincham, which is just outside Manchester. By me, I am the distiller.
Seriously?
I
Yeah.
am the distiller.
How cool is that?
And we also run Peter's
Merchandise.
merch emporium.
And we got his bike for sale, so if there's anyone interested, you've got very long. It's Peter's bike with all the details, and that's going for sale as well now. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
So what's the best offer on that?
that is best offer. UK price is 40,000.
Is
Isle
it?
of Man price 36.
There you go, guys. Cheers. Take care. How cool is that? It's actually the guy who makes this gin. And you can buy his bike. This is where they all end up. Now, if we would now know which one's Hickey's and which one's Dunlop's, it would probably be worth something, wouldn't it? Oh, a rut. Does that mean rutter? Does he ride properly? Can you tell by the tire? Someone could tell me how much these are new. That would be cool. What do we have here? Pretz, German. That's rut, isn't it? Rutters. It's not McGuinness, is it? No. Well, this is where all the rubbish tires end up. Except if you do like a lap record or something, then they write the number on it and they keep it or auction it or something. But that's how proper used tires look like. This video is a bit rubbish, isn't it? The man himself, just randomly. Let's be quiet, they're working. How many do you fit in a fortnight?
Oh, probably about 200 and something.
Serious?
Yeah.
What's your average price for a set of race tires these days?
Average price for a set of tyres, race.
For race tires?
Hmm.
No, you're talking nearly 400.
400 quid.
I was having a little quiet, just have a quick weather report for you.
Wow.
Once again, guys, as you've noticed, we've had a fantastic day on
more than I would
the
have
again,
thought.
and conditions are near perfect. However, once again, you
Cheers.
are going to experience low sun, and it will only get worse as the session goes on. So once again, please ride accordingly, and I wish you all a safe and successful qualifying session. Control out.
It's one of the course cars, course inspection going out. They always get sponsors for these.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
So someone commented yesterday, you know, why I'm not talking to the riders, and I just don't want to disturb them. I know they're friendly and they'll probably, you know, stop and whatnot, but I just don't want to be in their way. They have a job to do, and I just don't want to distract them in any way. One place you need to go when you're up here is Hillberry's Cafe. It's really only open during TT. Get a coffee and a snack and put some money in the box, because it's collecting money, of course. Yeah, we're only a couple of minutes away from the start, so I'm gonna head next to the pit lane for this one. And then what I want to actually try is move around during the session. It's quite a long session again, so it's 6:30 now. It goes until what, 8-ish, even after 8. So I'm gonna grab a few bikes and fans here, then hop in the car and try and show you a little bit of advanced spectating, I guess. It's pretty difficult with a car, but I can, you know, show you the spots. If you're on a bike or motorbike or bicycle, it's much easier. Probably motorbike is easier. So yeah, let's try some advanced spectating, and I will give you the locations of each place and the routes to there in the description. So let's watch the start of this qualifying session from here, from the pit lane, and then sprint to my car and drive somewhere, and then show you a few different locations. There were a few starters, so it is 6:30 still. Let's see how quickly I can get from here to the car without breaking any speed limits and drive to a different location. This time I will try Governor's Bridge. From the pit lane to the car, 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. If I remember where I parked, it would have been faster. So let's go to Governor's Bridge via Blackberry Lane. Here we are, Governor's Bridge. So, I managed, I forgot the microphone that's on the backpack. But I did it. So from the Grandstand to here in 15 minutes, possible. I'm guessing if you're on a motorbike you'll be faster. But yeah, it's totally possible to change positions, so you can start, you can watch the leaders, for example, start and then change to different positions, such as here. So, I lost my microphone, so the sound's going to be crap. But that's one position change, took about 15 minutes. Let's try another, shall we? So it's 7. Bollocks, what time is it? It's about 6:48. So I've never done this next one from here to Quarterbridge. Because that's, let's try from here to Bray Hill. See how long that takes. Again, if you're on a motorbike, you will be faster and less out of breath. So we're coming to St. Ninians, top of Bray Hill. If you turn right, this is where you go to the TT Grandstand car park. That's where we came from initially, but I'm going left here. If you go straight, on the left there's the school car park. If you have a bike, you can probably easily find a space, or if you see the other guys here, you can just park there. You don't have to go into the grandstand. But so you can watch top of Bray Hill, and then you do what I did in my previous advanced video. I'll link to it somewhere. You go down here. So we're coming to the bottom of Bray Hill. As you can see, tons of bikes here, super popular spot. And like I said, if you're on a motorbike, you probably can find a parking space. If like me, you're in a car, there's absolutely no chance. And I'll probably have to reverse now. Oh, no, he's parking there. Okay, so we have probably a few seconds to show you. I mean, you know the location, right? So I'm stopped now, so I can legally touch my phone. Here we are, Bray Hill. I'm sure you're familiar with it. And let's go to Quarterbridge. Oh, there's a bike. Okay, we saw one bike. Let's go to Quarterbridge. And here we are at Quarterbridge. You can see the bikes up there. The helicopter is here, so that means the leaders have just gone through. I can't stop here or park here because this is the fire station. So I will just turn around. But it showed you that, you know, how quickly you can get from one position to another. It's actually very quiet down here. I wonder if there's space in the car. Oh no, I can't reach the car. There's a little car park, but I can't actually reach that. So wonder if I have time to buy something at my favorite shop before I go and watch. Why not? Okay, while I'm stopping by here, check what they have again. The replicas, podium replicas. They started doing them last year, 2750. It says 2023 on it. I still have a 22 at home. Get them at the wine cellar, or I think the airport sells them in some other shops. If you want your winner's replica, go to the wine cellar. Right, I just paid for my parking, I guess. So I'm just gonna, you're not really supposed to do it, but I'll just dump the car here for a bit, show you what watching from Quarterbridge is like, because it's a really nice spot, and then I'll probably head back to the grandstand. To Quarterbridge so that's the wine cellar. I love the wine cellar, guys. They have nice booze. If you reach my age, you buy booze for the taste, not for the alcohol. And they also have all the local booze. Check my channel for a video about all the local booze we make. We make rum and all sorts of things. There's the local fuel prices, in case you're wondering. What is it? 147 unleaded, super 155, diesel 144. Let me know how that compares to the UK. So I'm just walking past McDonald's to Quarterbridge. Right, welcome to Quarterbridge, which is an absolute wonderful spot in Douglas, easy to reach. Slow corner, nice sound as they go away towards Bradham Bridge. Also a lot of retirements here. You know, if you start and there's something wrong with the bike, that's where you would stop normally. Quite a few crashes, but all slow speed mostly. More hurt pride and egos than anything, which of course always good. There's the TV platform. And this is Quarterbridge, so let's hang out here for a minute.
It's cool that the helicopters will pilot the caravan.
Heck yeah, it is. Quarterbridge pub, by the way, is closed, has been closed for quite a while, which is an absolute shame. And you look at it, it's completely dilapidated now. So yeah, don't expect that you can buy a pint there.
How quickly do your eyes get focused to this? Explain that as well. For the first night, it's a bit loud.
These fences, by the way, they weren't here, what, 15 years ago or so, when I first came? It's a nice spot. You see him come around the corner slow and then you get the sound. It's awesome. So if you look at the cameraman up there, he's got blue, which means he's host media, so he's one of the guys. If you watch TT Plus, he's one of the guys bringing you the pictures. I think we're literally behind the scenes now, aren't we? I used to do that job, by the way, camera assistant, run around.
You know what? Last year I learned a lot more about what I want from the bike, and though that was fairly harsh, we've actually turned the bike upside down since last year. We have to, and we're a couple of days behind, but I feel a lot more confident now. And I was just saying the movie there, I don't even want to know the time. It's politely pulled up the laptop there, so I do want to, and you know what? I don't want to know the time.
Right, let's head back to the grandstand maybe. There's a little car park behind Quarterbridge. There's still space for bikes. But if you have a car, it's almost impossible to find parking here when the racing comes. Right, I'm heading back to the grandstand. It's still only 7:20 actually. The session started at 6:30, so you see how much you can get around. You know, if you are mobile, if you know where you're going. I'm going to put the routes that I took in the description, so you can, you know, if you want to try this kind of thing and move around between laps, you can. Once race week commences, traffic can get a bit heavier and parking can be a bit trickier, but again, if you're on a motorbike, there's a good chance you find a space somewhere, and then, you know, it's about maximizing your viewing experience. And we're back at Nobles Park. So the session started an hour and 5 minutes ago, and considering I just spent 10 minutes finding a parking space, if you do this exercise of changing position during a session or during a race, then, or if you do it on a bike, then I think you are, you know, quite able to see a lot more than if you stay in one position. If you don't have a bike and you don't want to use your car, then of course you could use a taxi, or, and I want to plug a very good friend of mine's channel and business in this thing at this moment. Still out of breath from running around. I'm going to link to him, Ged Power. He's runs a transport business over here. You can do day tours with him. I'm not getting paid by him to say this. He's just a really nice guy. He'll be too busy this TT anyway, but I'll put his details on the bottom. If for next year you're coming over, or for the Manx, give him a shout. He can show the island. He can drive you around doing TT. He knows every trick in the book. And of course you can do that. You can take a taxi and have it, or book a car, rent a car for a day, and let it drive you around and see more than one position per race. Alright, as you can see, the sidecars are getting ready. Solos are just finishing their session.
everything down.
Cluster safety shoes. It is at the TT. So the solo session is about to conclude. The sidecars go out in about 20 minutes. Still solos on the track, and seeing the riders go up for the chairs and seeing these little rituals. Hold on this, John. So as I was saying, The solos are concluding their session. Sidecar's going out now in 15 minutes. And you know when they go up to the start, when you get these little rituals, these last hugs and kisses, that gets to me. That gets to me a lot. This is a moment that's difficult. Because I know the risks of this event, right? And yeah, that's a part of TT that I find very difficult sometimes. But you know, it's part of it, and I will never, even after 23 years now, I will never understand TT, the riders. It's up to them. They understand. I don't have to understand. But yeah, I want to show those moments, and I do find them difficult. I'll be honest, but it's part of it, you know. And I want to show you all the sides of TT. So. Alright, we're going to follow Michael because he's popular. Watch this. Watch the crowd that will form outside his tent in no time. He's not from this planet. This riding. When I worked for North One, when we filmed him, that was what, 10 years ago, his riding style was way more aggressive than anyone else's. I think he's calmed, he's still fast, but okay, I'll shut up. Here's the master. Sorry. Session again, this time a little more loose than yesterday as the various teams come down. The solos finish their session, the sidecars are going out. See what other riders we find. I do have a weak spot for the Paddock, I admit that. It is so pretty and so loud. Fun fact, did you know that the Isle of Man police, seeing just a member of the constabulary there, next to John McGuinness, randomly, did you know the Isle of Man police has white helmets instead of black ones? That's how you know you have a Manx policeman in front of you. That and the accent, I suppose. That kid is awesome. He gets all the riders.
bad.
It's a flag go, yeah.
Get one every year. These are both getting bigger. Alright, perfect. Thanks for this is cabbage come over. Catch you later. The bar in the fish. Who's that?
Demanding, I think. Demanding.
This is done the whole lot.
Yeah.
Going in a straight line.
No problem.
Sure. When I was a man now for an hour.
I know, but you know what I mean, like, you know.
Alright, cheers,
Hey, hey, you. Alright. Good to see you. Alright, thank you. Nice to see you. Keep well.
Apparently so, yeah.
Weren't hanging about.
Thank you.
What was it? Oosh.
That's kind of my problem. I feel like it's quite technical.
I don't know if you might still just feels a bit soft. Yeah, just generally, yeah. Just a little bit.
And with that little clip of Hickey returning from a day's work, I'm gonna log off and head home because my battery's down and also need to go shopping. The wife's getting angry. So I hope you enjoyed today's day 3 view. Also have to edit all this and upload it. So see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Again, thanks for all the views and feedback and comments and whatnot. Keep them coming. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.